Folks, the purge is happening right now as we speak. I'm recording this Friday night, but I'm going to post it on Saturday, and my gosh, the purge is happening on social media, trying to censor so many different people here. Let's talk about that for a moment, because this is just... I knew 2021 was going to be filled with a lot of censorship. Making sure people don't see what's going on, okay? Like if you have a narrative that you want to frame a certain way, anyone who, shows it a different way, you have to ban them so you don't have freedom of, the ability to think for yourself. That's the easiest way to control people. I've been seeing this sort of thing for years, okay? A few of the medical freedom channels that I've watched online, they've all been pretty much purged from most social media, or at least YouTube, because they're making you think outside the box. They're questioning the mainstream narrative. They're not telling you what to do. They're just allowing you to question it and believe whatever you want to believe. And that is what I truly believe, that you should believe whatever you want to believe. You should not believe the mainstream. You should have the right to your own freedom. But right now, what's happening on the social media, on Twitter, I'm seeing reports from, people are losing thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of followers because they're all being banned. And it is absolutely insane. And the President of the United States was banned as well on Twitter. Now, as I said, I'm recording this Friday night. It's possible that he could be banned from other platforms before, I post this tomorrow. But the fact that, if we take a look at what these social media companies are, these are social media companies that have always had an agenda, okay? And if you want to politicize these social media companies, they are always the left side, the Democratic side, is what it is. A lot of these, actually, I think all of the major companies, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and Google, all from California. And we know California, as well as, maybe a few other states, are probably the most democratic states that there are. And we know that their CEOs are very, 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 very much into censorship, despite denying that they don't censor the right conservative or Republican side, okay? Now, here's what's just so crazy. The fact that they are viewing their political opposition, or anyone that questions them, anyone that speaks differently from them, the fact that they're viewing them as a threat and banning them, that should raise a big red flag for everyone. Now look, I'm sure there are some people who are in full support of all this censorship and banning, but here's what I have to say to you. Why are you in favor of censorship? I understand censorship if the person is sending harassing, nasty, disgusting things. I've seen posts on Twitter that have, from the left side, have, incited violence and have talked about death threats, and they don't get removed. But the ones that are on the other side, they will definitely get removed, or even if they don't necessarily incite violence or threats, they will get removed. As I said, I've personally seen multiple accounts being banned. Not so much from Twitter, but from YouTube. I've followed multiple accounts that have been banned, and they have not, from what I've seen, because as I said, I watch a lot of medical type of videos. They're banned because they question the mainstream narrative. It's not that it's abusive or threatening or whatever, but... And here's the other thing. I know from my own personal experience, I've had a video completely purged from YouTube before. And their reasoning was hate speech. There was nothing hateful in that video that that was removed. It allowed people to to interpret things from a different perspective. What happened was, someone watched it, they got triggered by the information that I said, and I guess, people report things, people look up certain things, and then YouTube's like, we agree with you because I'm super triggered as well, so I'm going to ban this. So that's the problem. It is censorship. I knew the censorship was going to be bad. I knew it was going to happen. I didn't realize it was going to happen so fast. But when social media companies can ban you just for having a difference of opinion, just for thinking differently, because they make the rules and they say, you violate our community guidelines, you violate our terms of service based on this, but they can't really give you any specifics. I've asked YouTube multiple times why my video was removed, and they cannot give me any specifics. You know why? Because they're hiding under it was hate speech. That's all that they're hiding under. And I said, what exactly is hate speech? What exactly is hate speech? And they can't give you an answer. Why can't they give you an answer? Because it's not true. It's not true. So that is why they ban people. So I'm just saying, this is very, very crazy stuff that we live in here. Okay? Which is why I've said, use other platforms. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. They are all absolute pieces of garbage. Okay? That's right, Susan Wojcicki. Are you watching this right now, Susan Wojcicki? That's why I say, have other platforms that you post content to. All of my content, you know, I have a website. Not for this channel, not just for my main channel, my educational channel. I have a website. I have a BitChute account for that channel, which I don't even bother reading the comments on there. They are hateful comments. People wishing death upon me there. I'm like, forget you. I'm not even going to bother looking at them. Library, LBRY, or Odyssey. It's also known as Odyssey, Odyssee, spelled differently. Pretty much all my channels are up on there. You know, as long as you have other platforms by which you post your content, then you would, you know, be able to avoid this. And this is what's so surprising to me. The amount of times social media has censored people, especially the president. Why hasn't he used other platforms? Why hasn't he gone to other platforms? The moment I saw that my videos were starting to get censored and limited, I'm like, I have to find another way to reach people. This YouTube crap is not going to work. So, yeah, it's just really crazy. So yes, the purge is on. So be careful during this time, because I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if tons and tons more accounts get purged, or if they decide, let's have an internet blackout. Let's black out the internet, black out websites. I've even heard calls of, you know, cable companies being called saying, why do you carry these right-wing news stations that have promoted terrorism? But what about all the people in the mainstream media that did the exact same, who were saying fiery but peaceful protests, who were promoting all those riots and looting in the summertime, which went on for weeks at a time? Just businesses destroyed throughout the entire country, throughout the entire world, I think. Yet you have one little incident here, which is definitely a problem. I will say that. It's definitely a problem, but when you look at the amount of damage that was caused there, as opposed to everything else that went on for, you know, weeks and weeks and weeks on end, and how the mainstream media said it was peaceful, there's a huge disconnect there. And guess what? People aren't going to tolerate it. People are aware of this. People are awake to this. And if you can't see this, and if you think it's okay that social media companies can do this, why do you believe in censorship? Why do you want to give up your freedom of speech? Why are you so willing to give it up? Just like the whole mask thing. The whole mask thing, I've said, for people who love their mask, they love it so much. Why are you so quick to give up your freedoms? Why? I don't understand this. I don't. You are free. You're a free human being. Beyond anything else, beyond what the government may say. But even here, depending on where you live in the world, here in the United States, you are protected by laws that give you freedom. Other countries are, you know, like, for example, China, they have multiple things that are blocked you can't view on the internet. You know, it's all about surveillance with their citizens. So why would people choose that as opposed to saving their freedoms? Or is it because people are so free in this country that they don't even know what free is? that they've taken it for granted. And I think that's mostly what it is. People have taken their freedoms for granted. And it's a sad thing to see. It really is. So I don't know where things are going to go from here. This is pretty crazy stuff, but I just wanted to talk about it because this is what was on my mind. I saw it, and I'm like, I got to make a video, but I already made a video today on Friday, so I'm going to post this on Saturday. So, whew. Let me know your thoughts on this. I'm really curious to know because we're headed for some really rough times ahead, but stay strong. Stay strong through this, okay? The censorship is not the only thing. There's going to be a lot of other craziness that's going to be happening over the next few months, okay? So be prepared. Be prepared for this. This is all by design to try to bring you down even more, try to make you angry and frustrated. Stay strong no matter what, okay? You have a great day, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.